Hi, hello, my name's Carina and this is Life Inside and Out, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and the like button and all of that, and in the description box below is a link to my Patreon page, and if you join me on Patreon, I will of course be very, very appreciative and grateful for your support, but also grateful for you and happy for you for supporting yourself on this journey. Go have a look, see what different perks are available on which tiers, and let's have fun. So today I want to talk about right now, being in the present moment and the importance of that, and what that actually is and means. And first of all, the present moment is the only moment that exists, because what's in your past, even the last second, doesn't exist anymore except for in your memory and in the momentum you have. And with momentum I mean your focus, your feelings, where you're heading right now with your thoughts and your feelings and your actions. And what's coming after this moment doesn't exist yet, except for possibly in your thoughts. So this is very important to understand, and it's important to embrace this, because in the present moment we actually have power. We have the power to choose how we want to feel right now. I can choose to think about this moment in a way that makes me feel bad, or I can choose to think about this moment in ways that makes me feel good, or at least better than bad. There's always this option, and one will feel better than the other. And it's important to become aware of this and to practice this, and to start choosing in the moment how we want to feel in that moment of the options that we've got. And why is this important? Well, first of all, it is the only moment you've got right now. And you can choose to feel bad if you want to, and that's perfectly okay to choose. But it also has consequences. You can choose to feel good, which is also okay, because yes, there is there are a lot of people out there saying that the positive thinking side of things is dangerous, and yes, it can be a little bit dangerous if you don't understand it, which most people actually don't. They think it's something else than it actually is. What positive thinking is actually all about is this that I'm talking about: the power to choose in the moment how you want to feel and how you want this moment to be. How do you want to remember this? This moment, if you look back at this moment right now, how do you want to remember this moment? Do you want to remember it with pain, with frustration, with anger, with sadness? Or do you want to remember it with love, with appreciation, with joy, with satisfaction, with peace? And this is all in your power. The thing about it is that most people don't have access to it straight away. Well, there is access to it, but we don't understand how to do it. And this is quite normal, although it's not natural. It's normal because we have been taught to look at the worst case scenario and to protect ourselves from the worst case scenario. We have trained our brains, our minds to focus on this because of the survival mode that most of us are in most of our time. Because when we're in survival mode, that's the only thing that matters, is how to keep us alive. And I will talk about the survival mode more in a future episode. But so I'm not going to go into it more right now. But it's a very important part of all of this. And right now, really is the only time we have. And it's the only time we have control over, because we cannot control anything about what's already happened, because that's already happened. We can go over and over and over and over the scenario, the events, the feelings, the thoughts, and what we should have done and what we could have done and what we ought to have done and what we didn't do and what results would have come if we did something differently. We can analyze this, we can go over it and repeat it over and over and over and over again in our heads. And trust me, I used to do that all the time. I used to be on the phone with one of my best friends for hours and hours and hours, more or less every day. Both of us trying to feel better about ourselves and our lives and our situations in life. But looking back at it, I see that the only thing that we really did was to keep us in that place we didn't want to be. And it didn't only keep us in that place for the moment. And this is the thing, because in this moment, we prime ourselves for the next moment. So let's say you wake up in the morning and you're still in bed, and you can choose to be frustrated or stressed or pressured, or whichever feeling you want to feel, whichever feeling that makes you feel bad. Or you can choose to find peace and balance and harmony in that moment. And the difference this will have on your entire day is huge. Because that moment will set the tone for what happens when you get out of bed. If you are in this stressed place, in this annoyed place, in this frustrated place, in this going straight into work and what doesn't function and what you don't want to do place, then when you get up, you will have that with you into that moment. Because every time you start doing something differently than you were, it's a new moment. So, and if you find this peace and this harmony, this balance, even before you get out of bed, so when you get out of bed, you will take that with you. And how will this play out in your life? Because isn't that what we're here for, to learn how things play out in our lives and how to shift those things, move those things, change those things, how to pick the things that helps us in our lives and let go of the things that don't. And so when you wake up in the morning and you choose to stay or to be in anything that doesn't make you feel good, and you get up and you have that with you, then when you get ready for work or whatever it is that you're doing, when you put your makeup on, when you do your hair, when you choose your clothes, none of it is really going to feel all that great, because you still have this sense of this, because you're still in this place of the not so good feeling. On the other hand, if you choose to find your balance and harmony and peace even before you get out of bed, so when you do these things, when you pick out your clothes, or when you put on your makeup, or when you do your hair, whatever it is that you do, things will go smoother, they will turn out nicer, you will feel better because you're already in that place of feeling pretty good. And then after that, if you have chosen, I'm going to say if you have chosen, because it is a choice, even though most of us are not aware of it. I certainly didn't used to be aware of it, and I still have days when I'm not quite aware of it, although I do have a lot of routines and habits in place at this point of my life, because I practiced it. So next step maybe is breakfast or whatever it is, and the same thing, if you go and make your breakfast and eat your breakfast with it being in this not so good feeling, then this is going to have effects on you in so many different ways. Or you can choose to be in that place of feeling good, and that will have effect on how your breakfast turns out and how it tastes. And also, and this is super important, how your body reacts to what it is that you eat. Because everything affects us. Whether we're aware of it or not, everything we do, everything we think, everything we feel affects our physical body, our physical well-being, and it affects our mental well-being, and it affects our emotional well-being. We have the choice, we have the power to choose better for ourselves in every moment. And of course, even if I don't choose this better feeling, before I get out of bed, I can still take the moment and take the time to balance myself, to step into that feeling better as I get up and go through my morning routine, or as I'm doing the breakfast, or whatever it is I'm doing throughout the day. Every moment has that opportunity, that possibility, that power to change the next moment of your life, of your day. And this is what life is made up of. These little moments where we have the power, the opportunity, the possibility to choose something better for ourselves. And how do we do that? Well, we choose our thoughts, which is so much easier said than done. And again, survival mode plays a huge part in that. So I will be talking more about that in other episodes as well. And Eckhart Tolle wrote a book called The Power of Now, which is an absolutely fantastic book. And if your mind is open, which I hope it is, or beginning to open anyway, maybe there's a little crack in it. Since you're here, there probably is. And I highly recommend to read that book if you can. There's videos on YouTube, and go find the information you feel called to look up. don't take my word for anything, truly, because this is my understanding, this is my view of things, and I just want you to be a little bit triggered. I want you to get curious, see and feel and understand that no matter how you are feeling right now, no matter where the different areas of your life is right now or are right now, it's only temporary unless you make it permanent. And that's your power. You can make anything that you like or don't like in your life permanent. Or you can make anything in your life that you don't like temporary. It's a choice in most cases. So, yeah, I feel good in this moment. How do you feel right now? Practicing mindfulness, being present in what you're doing right now, not letting our minds wander to what we're going to do next or later or tomorrow or in a month or a year. Of course we want to do those things too, but we don't have to be there all the time. If we're not present in the moment, we're missing out on life, because the moment is life. And I do my very best to feel the best I can in each moment. And sometimes that is to cry, sometimes that is to be angry, sometimes that is to be frustrated. And when I do choose those feelings, I also choose to let it all out at once. Not take it out on anybody else, because it's my feelings. I own them. But to just let it out. If I want to cry in the moment, I cry in the moment, and I cry all I can. If I want to be angry, I pick up a pillow and I scream in it. If I'm frustrated, I just let my frustration out, whatever way it comes out. But I do it for me. I don't take it out on anybody else, because I'm the only one that has power over how I feel. I cannot choose for you how to feel. You cannot choose for me how to feel. You can try to say bad things or try to put me down, try to make me feel whatever you think I should feel because of how you feel. But you cannot force me to feel in a specific way. I choose that. That's my power. I choose to be in that power. And it's not an easy road, always, but sometimes it's super easy. And once you get to this place, everything becomes kind of easy. Because I can choose to feel like it is easy. Even if I don't know how to do something, I know how to make it feel easy for me. So, whichever situation you're in, you can always choose to feel better about it. Always. And you can always choose to feel better about yourself. Always. And you can always choose to do something that moves you closer to your inner and outer well-being. And you can choose not to. So with that being said, thank you for watching. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, please go and watch them if you want to. And, let's get started on this.